we don't have anywhere to go. We're not hurting nobody. A lot of us are. A lot of us will work for the police. We have. I'm going to have to try to take some housing and go to college or something. Redo my my career goals or whatever. I can't work because my hand also. That's like, I would go to Taco Bell if that was the case. If I can't have a burger, I can't take my hand. So not everybody down there is robbing you guys at night and stealing from Safeway. I've never done anything like that. I have no record, except for accidentally hitting the lady at a crosswalk, which she was fine. Apparently bumped into her, that was years ago, and the case was dismissed. If everything popped away, to let some of us stay down there as long as we were still maintaining what we promised, that would be great. Again, a lot of us aren't hurting anybody down there. In section 1, we take care of ourselves and there's no fees. So the police know the sections. Now section 1, section leader. I'm not sure exactly, like I said, where I'm gonna go. Hoquim will arrest me if I move my RV there. I don't have an RV down there, I stay in a tent. That's about all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Does anybody else have anything to say on agenda items? Alright, Finance Committee.
Finance met downstairs tonight, as we usually do at 6 o'clock. We discussed the issues on the agenda plus the vouchers. At this time, I'd like to recommend approval of expenditures and payroll.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve expenditures and payroll. This is a roll call vote. Roll call vote on approving accounts payable in the total amount of $1,151,453.64 and payroll in the total amount of $748,105.71. Check numbers 64296 through 64470 and 24543 through 24546 and wire 1098. Alstrom.
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
James Cook.
Yes.
Jeff Cook.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Prieto.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Rowe.
Yes.
Shave.
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes.
Short.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem, it's unanimous 12-0. Thank you.
We have a report from Finance and the Parks Director recommending that the City Council authorize the Parks Director to surplus a 1998 Dodge Caravan. I move this report be adopted.
Second.
It's been moved in second that we adopt this report. Any discussion? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I see here it says finance, report from Finance and the Park Director. Finance, who would that be?
The,
I guess the
The
question,
Finance Committee.
the committee. Thank you.
you're welcome. Any other discussion? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so passed.
We also have a report from Finance and the Parks Director recommending that the City Council authorize the Parks Director to send out a request for bids for demolition of the Armory building. I move this report be adopted.
Second.
It's been moved in second that we approve this report. Is there any discussion? Yes, sir.
This is authorizing the demolition of the.
It's authorizing request for bids for the demolition.
Bids,
Mhm.
with the decision with regard to the state of the building, so we can decide, is that correct?
I believe we decided that at an earlier meeting. Oh, go ahead, sir.
If he's finished, we did as a city council take a vote to go with that direction.
Yes, we did. My concern is this whole undertaking here, this is a multi-million dollar concern. And we are moving through this process without the oversight of our finance director, who has been absent here. We do have the help of the finance director from Oakham to help with guidance, but this is a full-time job that has been vacant for an entire year. And that is my concern. There is no oversight here on all of these processes. The council seems to be moving forward without valuable information that person would provide.
Corey is actually acting as our
I
interim
understand that, but
finance director.
again, this is a full-time job. She has a full-time job in Oakham as well. This is an extremely complex issues, and it not only requires oversight, but it also requires responsibility of the person in that position, and that's my concern.
So noted. Is there any other discussion? All right. All approved?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alrighty, so passed.
A report from Finance and the Community Development Director recommending that the mayor be authorized to accept the offer to purchase the city-owned property at 522 West Market Street. I move this report be adopted.
Second.
And moved and seconded that we approve this report. Any discussion? Yes, sir.
This is the property next to the bank store on Market Street. Nice piece of property, and it's under the same situation that we've been in before with these properties. The potential purchaser is agreeing to develop the property and so forth. So,
All right. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Anything else from finance?
that's all for finance.
Alrighty, Public Works?
Public Works met yesterday at 4 o'clock. I was going to share that our Public Works Director was attending the Tsunami Road Show, but apparently he's here tonight. How did that go?
We'd already been there, so Chris went to the last one, so.
Okay.
Will you please identify yourself and speak into the microphone for the record? Thank you.
Rick Sanger, Public Works Director.
Thank you.
So we have a couple of small items to share. They are continuing with the installation of bike racks downtown. Apparently that's something that's being well received and by our businesses. They like the idea, and we're going to transition to twice monthly alley washing instead of once a month as the weather warms up.
Nice.
So that said, we are going into the report from Public Works, asking for approval of the annual, asking that a resolution be brought in approving the annual project plan for the Transportation Benefit District for the year 2019. I would ask that we adopt this report.
Second.
It's been moved in second that we adopt this report. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alright, your report's been approved.
Thank you. We now have a resolution approving the annual project plan for the Transportation Benefit District for the year 2019. I move that we adopt this resolution as presented.
Second.
It's been moved in second that we adopt this resolution. Any discussion? Oh, yes, Ms. Short.
If you look at this closely, and I don't have the report in front of me, but I have the resolution, the fourth whereas says April 31st of each year. And I called today and asked about that, and evidently, according to the person I talked to, we have been approving this every year for about 6 or 8 years, and can't get down to 30 days after April.
Is that in the resolution or the report?
It's in the resolution.
And it's on the report. In the resolution.
Can we
Uh,
accept it as
The
a
fourth
clerical
whereas.
correction?
Yes.
Yes,
Isn't this just the project approval for this year,
no, I believe,
from April to April?
Yes.
yes, but she's got a point.
She does have a point, cause it also says resolution 2012-01, and I think we're in 2019.
Yes.
That is
Oh,
correct.
I missed one.
That was my first one, asked.
That is-
Hold on. Councilman Alstrom.
If I may, resolution 2012-01 is what created this, so it's full in effect, so there's nothing, that's actually right, the way that's written, that's what it's referencing back to establish the guidelines.
But the April 31,
So I would just, I agree that, this came in, at, you know, it should have been on the agenda, and it might have been a little more carefully proofread, but I think we all know how busy and overtaxed our, Public Works Department, especially in engineering, has been, and we have a new, engineer who's gonna start at the end of May, is my understanding, in that position, and, they won't be spread quite so thin.
yes.
One last comment, cause I'm missing something here, but it is before April 31st, so what's,
There's only 30 days.
Generally only has 30 days.
Oh, wow. Hardly never could.
There's hardly ever
You're right,
30
it
days.
has to be approved by April 31st. No problem.
So,
I want to be neat, just hope that somebody could go through and.
this is a clerical error that we can correct.
Yeah.
Do we need to make a motion to correct the clerical error?
Generally, clerical errors are considered, are not considered a
That's
motion.
right.
It's-
I didn't think so. So we will ask Public Works to fix that before the mayor signs it. All right, they will take care of that for us. Are there any other discussion on this resolution? Seeing none, all approved? Aye. Any opposed? All right, the resolution is passed. Public Works?
So it's my pleasure to tell you that's it from Public Works.
All righty, moving along. Public Safety.
Okay, public safety met at 6:30 this evening, and, a report from each of the chief, the police and fire. So, first one from Chief Shoemate. So the APD has hired, Kaylee Steen as part-time animal shelter custodian effective April 1st. And this will afford, animal control officer Chris Sedor to focus more time on her primary responsibilities. And then the second item, for the corrections addition, APD is losing corrections officer Zach Williams. His last day with the department is tomorrow. He has been offered a job as a police officer with the Federal Way Police Department. The department no longer has an eligibility list for a corrections officer, and they're going to be advertising for that position next month, with testing to occur the first part of June. Third item is regarding the drug task force approval to purchase property in Montesano. That agreement has been rescinded by the drug task force executive board. It was recently determined by a former owner that significant settling issues had occurred, for which the former owner spent a considerable amount of money to fix. Additional inspections were conducted, and it was decided that the drug task force executive board not pursue this particular piece of property. And Chief Shoemate is still moving through the selection process for a deputy chief. And there are 2 internal applicants and 1 external applicant. And then Chief Hubbard's report, the fire department is in the process of filling 5 vacancies. Conditional offers have been made to candidates, and the pre-employment process is underway. So 3 are accepting, and they're still looking for 2 more. 3 accepted and still looking for 2 more. Second point, fire department are working with the Public Works Department to identify a solution for the headquarters fire station non-gender specific bathroom problem. And this is not a budget item, but is an issue that must be remedied. And then the third item, the Tsunami Roadshow sponsored by the Northwest Weather Service, NOAA, Washington Department of Emergency Management, Grace Harbor County Department of Emergency Management, occurred today at Ocean Shores and is currently taking place at Aberdeen High School. So I guess those are two, they're finished obviously for today. And the fourth item, the city of Aberdeen will have an on-site evaluation for redesignation as a storm-ready and tsunami-ready city by July 29th. So that's all for safety.
Alrighty, so now we go to special agenda items. I'm gonna take the first one, which is the resolution recognizing, I'm going to read into record. A resolution recognizing June 21st as Bloom Day. Aberdeen is blooming. Whereas the City of Aberdeen partners with the Aberdeen Beautification Committee and the Aberdeen Bloom Team to help beautify Aberdeen through volunteer service, flower plantings, and hanging flower baskets. Whereas the city recognized the importance of plants to beautify public places and improve the quality of life of both residents and those who visit our community. Whereas the partnership was established in 2014 and raised over $150,000 for the city's beautification program, and the city plants flowers in over 100 ground pots, hangs 160 flower baskets, and maintains these flowers from May through September. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and the city council of Aberdeen that Aberdeen is Blooming Day on June 21st be adopted. Can somebody entertain a motion to approve the resolution, please?
I move to approve the resolution.
Second.
It's been moved in second. We approve this resolution. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution is passed. All right,
And that resolution number is 2019-05.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Tonight we have the first reading of bill number 19-05, an ordinance prohibiting public access to River Street property for life, safety, public safety, and public welfare reasons. I move to pass the first reading.
Second.
It's been moved in second that we pass the first reading of bill number 1905. Is there any discussion? Yes, sir.
In the past, normally we would have a report recommending an ordinance be brought in or a resolution that the ordinance, we go directly to the ordinance. Compelling reason for that? It seems like short notice on this.
Definitely.
The mayor had requested that this be put on the agenda, and the findings of the ordinance are drafted to outline the life safety, public safety, and public welfare concerns. So I do understand that generally there is a report
But
and
it's not
recommendation, but
required.
it is
No,
not,
it's not
it is not a
required.
requirement of the process.
Any other discussion? Yes, sir.
After this first reading, we're gonna have a public hearing.
Yes, the public hearing would be on, yes, in 2 weeks, on the 24th, April 24th.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other discussion? Yes, Kathy.
So discussing on this matter on it where it says that the, street property expire on May 1st, 2019 and will not be, extended. It's gonna create a lot of problems in the short notice on this. As I see it, you're gonna have a huge influx of people with nowhere to stay and confused on where to stay. And I think it's gonna create a lot more complaints and calls from people. This is me kind of putting this out there. And it's gonna disrupt a lot more personal property, business property. It's just, the notice is so short, and without people having time to think about what they're going to do. I'm not happy about the date. It's gonna happen, it's gonna have to happen at some point. But this is gonna create more problems in the long run with this such short a notice. I just wanna have everybody kind of think about that.
Just a point of clarification, that date's been out there for a really long time.
Amen.
Okay, good.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, since last fall, we've known that May 1st was the goal.
Yeah.
And
don't know that for sure.
It was under 40.
That's right.
I have a voice back, so you're welcome. So, I just wanted to say that on this issue, with the property down there, I wanna commend the city and everyone that's been involved, the police department and CAP, I know, and some of the other services, I'm sure, in getting it to where they've went down and they've assisted everybody and gotten as much help to everybody as they possibly can in the time limit that they've had. And I just think they need to be commended on the job that they have done, which has been an amazing job. It's nice to see everybody coming together to try to get as much help as they possibly can to everybody that needed it and that wanted to get the help. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody that was involved, so.
Yes, sir.
Just one other concern, this is waterfront property, the Chehalis River, and all rivers, according to the information I have, is considered a natural highway. People have the right to navigate up and down on that. And in emergency circumstances, a person may have to put ashore with problems with your vessel. Just something else to consider, that's all.
Okay, any other discussion? All right, seeing none. All right, this is, all right. Yes, it's been called for a roll call vote. This is to pass the first reading of ordinance.
1905.
Thank you. I moved my papers around. 1905.
So again, to clarify, a first reading, there has been a request for a voice vote on passing the first reading of bill number 1905, an ordinance prohibiting public access to River Street property for life safety, public safety, and public welfare reasons. Alstrom.
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
James Cook.
I abstain.
Thank you.
Jeff Cook.
Yes.
Gordon.
Nay.
Mackey.
Yes.
Prieto.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Rowe.
Yes.
Shay.
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes.
Short.
Yes.
10 in favor, 2 opposed to
All
pass the
right,
first reading.
so that passes the first reading of this ordinance. This ordinance will move to public hearing next in city council meeting, which is April 24th. Alrighty, so moving on.
I heard, one abstention and one opposed.
Thank you.
Sorry, thank you. So it would be 10 and 1 and 1.
Heard. Alrighty, moving right along. Now we go to public comment period. This can be on any subject you want. Again, the policy and procedures of this city council is that you provide your first, last name, and your ward or your town. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Would anybody like to speak in the public comment period about any subject?
Hello, my name is Patty Thomas, and I live in Aberdeen, and I believe I'm in Ward 5, but I think I'm Ward 4. But anyway, I would like to thank the city council for taking action on this. The riverfront property, I think it's overdue. There's a lot of things that could be said about it, and it's bad no matter how you look at it. It's unfortunate, but you know, we all have to take responsibility for our own lives and our own time, and I've worked through many sicknesses, I've done a lot of things, and I have a sad story too, but you know, you pull yourself up and you take care of it. I really think it's like the gentleman said, it was we've known since last fall that this was the date and it was gonna happen in May, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to, I saw a film the other day of a citizen that had shown all of the needles and all the human waste disposed all over town and everything else. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable when you walk down the street and the women have degraded themselves, and half of them don't even have underwear on, and they're bending over, and the kids are seeing it, and it's just time to take action on it. I remember when I was here when Nick Hansen closed this town down in 1957, and it's back to where it was then, and it's sad to say. And I hope that the citizens can, you know, look forward to the town being cleaned up. And thank you very much for taking action on this. I really appreciate it.
All right, okay.
Hi, my name is Denise Trujillo, and I live in Aberdeen. I live on the river. What that lady just said, I have not seen any women bending over. For one, there is no children on the river. We're all adults down there. I've never seen any child that lived there. Maybe some come to visit for a couple hours or whatnot. Also, I was on a permit back this past fall, and I've been involved with CAP, and I am still waiting for housing. So there is a lot of us down there. There's a lot more than 38 people down there. There's probably over 100 people still down there, and more are showing up on the daily now that it's getting a little warmer. So I don't know who gives you your information, but there's a lot of people that don't have anywhere to go, that have tried to follow all your rules, and still are struggling and don't have the proper assistance that you guys obviously think that is out there. I myself, I receive Social Security, I'm disabled, I'm 50 years old, and I don't qualify for a lot of the programs at CAP because of that. Okay, well, I don't know how many of you can live on $750 a month, but that's what I live on. And I have me and a partner, and I just want to say, we don't have anywhere to go. So if we have to leave May 1st, where are we going to go? We're going to go to the streets, and it's going to cause a lot of more problems. There are a lot of some criminals and whatnot down there, but not everybody is that. Some of us are just everyday people that are just having a hard time right now. And I know 8 months seems like a long time for you guys, but it went very quickly for us. I mean, we had steps, you know, to go through and goals to accomplish to even get to the point where we could, some of us could get jobs or sustain housing and whatnot. So I just wanted to, I guess, make that clear. That there's more than 38 people there, and we're not all bad people. And we are trying, but we just need a little more time. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tara Merrick. I live here in Aberdeen in Ward 4, and I just want to say I'm impressed that people from the river camp made the effort to come here today. This is an issue that we all share the burden and responsibility to fix. As citizens of the city council, the city bought this property and allowed the people to stay there. And as she says, it's not a lot of time for people who have no resources to figure out where to go. And so I think as a council, and I know Mayor can't be here tonight, he's been excused, but a plan needs to be come up with so these people have somewhere to go.
Thank you.
Because they have nothing.
Thank you.
And there was one other thing I wanted to say, and it escaped my mind, but this isn't gonna go away overnight, and we have a responsibility to make a plan that is doable. You know, people are tired of the drug problem, tired of finding the needles, tired of the issues, and they're not gonna be solved overnight. These are multifaceted issues, but we've gotta come up with a plan. So, like someone already stated, we're gonna end up with lots of calls once these people are forced out of this property the city bought and allowed them to stay on. It's just gonna move the problem into town and beyond. And so I think some more forethought needs to be put into that. I realize this isn't the place to stand and ask questions of the council, but I appreciate the efforts that have been made by many people that are working on the issues, and maybe we need to consider moving the date past May 1st and taking an account of who's there and making sure they have a place to go and not allowing more people to come and live on the property. And I don't know exactly, I know the permitting process was done away with, and so I can ask more questions about that, but we need to put more thought into this, and we need to help these people without just pushing them out, because it's just gonna put more burdens on other resources within our city. So thank you.
April Obi, 3rd Ward. So I agree, whoever's giving you that information about 30-some people down there, that is incorrect. As you know, I took you guys to court last year, and I go down there 4 or 5 times a week, and I go out there and help. There are more people down there. With the weather that we had this past winter, it's been snowing. There's been some issues with revival. And so a lot of them had to leave Revival, and where are they gonna go? They went to the homeless camp. Not all of them, like this lady said, not all of them are, and I've said this until I'm blue in the face to you guys, they're not all alcoholics or drug addicts. A lot of them have mental illnesses that, you know, I had a cousin down there that had a really good job, just got engaged, was trying to get her daughter back, and was bipolar or is bipolar, stopped her meds. She's down at the homeless camp now. Beautiful girl, and now she's at the homeless camp because she stopped taking her meds. I've told you guys this throughout the years. I was homeless when I was younger. My dad, my brother got killed in a motorcycle accident. My father couldn't handle it. He kicked me out when I was 16 years old, and I was homeless. This was in the streets of Seattle. Not every one of them down there in our Aberdeen homeless camp are bad people. They just ran on bad luck. And for you guys to sit there and take bulldozers down there without any proper notice, it's inhumane how you, and I've said this before, it's inhumane how you guys treat the homeless here in Aberdeen, Washington. Because when those bulldozers were down there last week, I got the phone calls. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? Sleeping. And they had bulldozers down there, scaring the crap out of people. People are trying to do the best they can with what little they have, like that one lady said, with what little they have. You know, it's any, and I've said this before, any one of you can lose your jobs. You can lose your business. I had a friend that got sick 9 months ago, lost her job, lost her insurance, went to Seattle for 9 months, in and out of the hospital, almost died, and then she gets a letter in her mail, her house is foreclosed. And now she's homeless, and she worked for the state. So nobody is above anybody, and we shouldn't think we're above anybody. We should try and help the residents down there at the city.
Hello, Council. My name is Shelby Kennedy, and I currently reside in Hoquin, but I run a business in Aberdeen, and I just want to say thank you so much for what you guys are doing. Chief, I want to say thank you to you for allowing the Citizens Academy to come in, because I have a whole new perspective of what you officers, law enforcement, have to go through every single day, and I look really, really forward to be a part of the Citizens Patrol of Aberdeen. I am looking forward to that with a lot of people that are from the academy to help our police officers out. I would say with the situation down at the river, again, this didn't just happen yesterday. This was an 8-month process. And to the gal who said she collects $750 a month, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have an opinion here, but you live for free because you're not paying no rent or anything. I think in 8 months, getting all the assistance that you could be getting, I don't know if you are, but you could be getting with the food bank, clothing, you get toiletries at CAP, etc. In 8 months, if you were to even to save $500
Make sure your comments are to us.
Oh, sorry. You know, saving that money could help them get a place. So maybe we need to suggest some living skill classes for these people down at the river to get them more than just you know, understanding money, understanding where things go. I mean, I understand people fall on hard times. I am a recovered meth addict of 25 years. I lived with a plastic bag, empty houses, dumpster dived at 7-Eleven. I get it. But you have to pull yourself out, and I did. So, you know, what doesn't pull people out is enabling. And the enabling has got to stop. That always gives hope for the next day and the next high. And I can tell you people that I know down at the river, yes, there's way more than 38. And all it is mostly, not everybody, but there is a lot of addiction down there. And I learned in the Citizens Academy of an instance at Safeway where K-9 was brought in and it was stopped at the river. So I would ask these people that are good people down at the river, please quit allowing the bad people at the river. Make that a rule. The bad people have got to go. If you're good folks, you're good folks. Hey, that's great. We appreciate the good folks. We appreciate you trying to stay cleaned up and things like that. But don't allow the bad ones in. Make them leave. Make them go somewhere else. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Alrighty. Wait, one second. Oh.
I wanted to make sure everyone was done before I came up. I'm Christina, I live here.
I need you, as part of our policy, to provide your first and last name and where you live.
I knew you were gonna say that. But
It's the same rules for everybody else.
I hear you. I
So
just want
either-
you to look at your policies.
I am,
Which
right
one you're
here.
trying to enforce on us, but you're not
So,
following them.
we are following them, it's a policy we
We
enacted.
sent you an email list, where you're not in compliance with your own rules of conduct here, and so I just recommend that you revisit that list.
Please read.
And
Provide your name and address,
the
or
Constitution,
please,
and work to protect our rights and not.
please provide your name and address or you release the podium. Alright, would anybody else like to comment during public comment? Seeing no one, city council comment period. Any city council members like to speak? Yes, sir.
This circumstance is not isolated here on the river only. This is a national problem. This is a state problem. Ongoing all over.
Allow them to talk, please.
My point being, the same thing comes up again. Where do they need to be focusing on? Somehow supplying a place to be. That, like a clearinghouse or whatever, to direct those people, at least give them the comfort of getting shelter out of the rains. Heat in the winter so they don't freeze to death. There are human rights that need to be addressed. I agree. Things are not well here, or anywhere else for that matter. The point being, this is a larger problem, and just move along, Johnny, does not solve the problem. And that's all.
Alright, are there any other city council comments? Go ahead.
So with regards to everything that just happened, I would like to say that, again, I'm gonna reiterate that I love that the city went down and helped as many as they could with the assistance of CAP and some of the other services. Sometimes you have to want help to get help. And you can only help those that want help. And if you don't want help, we are not entitled to get something for the mere fact that we are alive. If you want something, you have to want it and you have to go get it and you have to do some things for yourself to make that happen. I have been in the same situation, which is funny because I drink a lot, but I've certainly never done any drugs and I still messed up in my life. And I pulled my own self out. And I did that because guess what? I decided, hey, I hang with bad people and I'm getting in trouble. You know how I fixed that? I stopped hanging with bad people and I stopped getting in trouble. I go out, I get a job, and I make myself a better person. And I do those things. And I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but you have to make things happen for yourself. And at some point, you help everybody. And I am happy to help people that want help. But if you don't want help and you are not ready to go out and go into rehab or get the assistance that you need, there is nothing I can do for you. I'm not going to give you a house. That's not how life works. That's it.
All right, yes, ma'am.
So, I have another, topic that I'd like to bring up, but first,
Sure.
I guess I'd just like to say that my heart's beating on overtime tonight because I don't know what the answer is, but I have, addicts in my family and I stand by the vote I took tonight, but I'm also heartbroken over it. I just wanted to share that. I don't know what to do. So on another topic, when we, during the budget adoption process, we had a presentation from the police chief, and we funded and approved raises for the clerks in the police department, and I learned this week that those raises haven't been implemented. And so I would just like to test the will of the council again tonight and move that the salary schedule adjustment for the police clerks be implemented as presented to the council by the chief of police and as funded by this council in the 2019 budget. And before anyone asks me, yes, I do mean this retroactively.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Any discussion? No? Yes.
That was my understanding also, that it would be, that people wouldn't have to wait until their anniversary date to get I think it was Chief, wasn't an increase in level, in step?
Well, so I will first say that I was a bit new to the process, and so when I went into this and into the budget cycle, I had factored in that those raises would take place January 1. But it was then brought to my attention that apparently past practice has been that those occur on their anniversary date, and so obviously I wasn't here for past practice, and so I think maybe HR would maybe be able to give a little bit more insight on that. But my understanding, I went into this thinking that the raises would take place January 1st.
And that was what was presented to us and what we approved. And I guess I would just also say that at the time, I pointed out that it has also not been our past practice to grant a few members of our bargaining agreement a raise outside of contract negotiations, but we did it. And so past practice took a holiday when we granted this group, knowingly that they had fallen further behind. And so I don't think past practice is at play here. What the council voted on is at play.
Any other discussion? Yes.
Could we hear the motion again?
So that the salary schedule adjustment for the police clerks be implemented as presented to the council by the chief of police and as funded by this council in the 2019 budget.
Yes.
Is that retro back to January 1st?
Yes, that's what that's her intent.
Okay, that's the motion then.
All right, any other discussion? Yes, sir.
Does the union have any say in this, or is it strictly salary?
I couldn't.
We can't hear you. The question was about what the union feels, and at this point, I think that we are getting awfully close to conversations about union negotiations, if that would be appropriately handled in an executive session.
Thank you.
All right, so there's a motion on the floor. So it's been, yes, sir.
I would just request a roll call vote.
All right, so there's a motion on the floor, and the roll call vote has been. So does anybody have any other discussion before we go to roll call? All right, so roll call vote.
Excuse me, roll call vote on the motion from the floor, and Councilwoman Shaw, I will summarize to the best of my ability, and will you correct me if I'm incorrect?
Sure, I wrote it out.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Shaw. The motion on the floor for a roll call vote is that the salary schedule adjustment in the police clerks be implemented as presented to the council by the chief of police and as funded by this council in the 2019 budget to commence with January 1, 2019. Alstrom.
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
James Cook.
Yes.
Jeff Cook.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Prieto.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Rowe.
Yes.
Shave.
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes.
Short.
Yes.
Madam Mayor, it is 12-0 in favor of the motion as stated.
All right. Did you have anything else? No? That's it, thank you
All
very
right,
much.
do we have any other city council comments? Alright, so I'm gonna put my city council hat on, and I'm gonna comment during this time. So, yes, this is a very heated subject when it comes to, I have an addict son who I do not give anything to because I do not want to enable him. So he unfortunately is on the streets of Idaho somewhere. I worry every time the phone rings from that area code, but I know that until he's ready to make that choice and get that help that he needs, that there's nothing I can do for him right now. So, so my heart's there, but there's a certain point where we have to think about the life safety, public safety, and public welfare. So that's all I have. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, since we're on this discussion, I didn't know whether to say anything or not. Some of you know. And addiction addresses everybody nowadays. I have a I can do this. I have a drug addicted son who's in prison, and we were part of the problem for the enabling. And I've watched other friends with their drug addicted children doing major enabling, so I got to see this firsthand. And you learn by watching what not to do. And you have to cut them off, and you have to have them figure it out for themselves. If they cannot figure this out, you've got to let them hit bottom dirt. And that's what we had happen in this case. My heart is pounding in my chest right now. My grandkids do not live with them anymore. I've had them adopted out. I did what I had to do as a grandparent, have my grandchildren taken away from their parents because of what was happening to them. And we could not enable. Everybody may think they're helping, but it's actually a part of enabling. And if you're providing for them, it's a hard lesson. And I don't know if everybody here on the council has got an idea of what we all go through with the friends or family members in these situations. And it's hard, it's heartbreaking. And the opioid problem is just so widespread and out of control. And trainings for people to go to, maybe if somebody, I just got done with the training at my job at DSHS that we went through, and a lot of it was regarding the enabling and what it does to the addict and having to let them hit rock bottom. It sounds terrible and hard, but you gotta let that happen. You can't just give everybody what they want all the time because that's what they want and they feel that they deserve it. You have to draw the line. If you don't draw the line, we've got more problems. So, Karen, you're right. You're right on the ball. And a lot of people think that we don't have our own things, that we're suffering, or we've never been down and out. I've been down and out. There's a few of us here that have been down and out and have came back and saying, hearing that we don't know and we don't care and we're all just about ourselves is the most selfish thing I can hear being said about other people when they don't know the stories. There's not one person in this town anymore that doesn't know somebody that's addicted. So if anybody can attend any of these trainings or conferences, I really encourage it. It's such an insight and it's so much information.
All right, good. Yes, sir.
Well, the last few comments were about drugs or alcohol. And there's not everybody that's homeless is drugs or alcohol, or even mental illness. But what I wanted to say, the point is, there's a lot of good people that are doing everything they can to try to help. The people at CAP, they're doing everything they can. Some of the things that come up that they can't do anything about is there's not enough housing. They're struggling to find enough housing all the time. I'm on the board of CAP, and I see what goes on here, how hard everybody works. The board is always trying to find solutions for things. And I'm on the board at the Uni Gospel Mission, and the mission's always trying to find solutions. And there's a lot of good people out there working all the time to try to find solutions to this. And they're dealing with the whole line of them, the alcoholics, the drug dealers, or the druggy people, and mental illness people, and people that are just going down and out and need some help. So we talk about all this stuff, but I want to mention the people that are out there working to try to find solutions for this.
Any other city council comment? Yes, sir.
Well, speaking of the drug problem, my wife and I went to a opioid 6-hour seminar in Lacey last week, and learned all the problems with that. And I've had people ask me where they could get some of this information. And there's on April 23rd at Sun Pacific, there's a police officer that does these motivational talks. And so from 6 to 7:30 p.m., he's going to do one on You Can't Stop What You Don't Know. That's at Sun Pacific Wellness Center. And then on April 24th, at the at the Hoquiam High School Little Theater, another talk by the same gentleman, High in Plain Sight. And then on April 25th, there's a second presentation at High in Plain Sight at the Lock Building from 8 to noon. So there is things happening locally.
Thank you. All right, any other city council comment? All righty, so we actually have an executive session tonight. I didn't want you to adjourn the meeting, Margo. All righty. We have an executive session to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency matters relating to agency enforcement actions, or to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency litigation or potential litigation to which the agency, the governing body, or a member acting in an official capacity is or is likely to become a party to when public knowledge regarding the discussion is likely to result in adverse legal or financial consequence to the agency. This session will last for 20 minutes. No action is anticipated after the executive session. So can I entertain a motion to adjourn us to recess to executive session?
I move we recess to executive session for 20 minutes.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.